How about now? How do you guys feel about this? Is it better? There we go. And what about the volumes? Like, can you still sort of hear the music and hear me? Hey, thanks a lot, guys. It sounds better. Hell yeah, let's go. Start of my new job. Hey, John, congratulations on getting a job, dude. I know you've been looking for a while. Big props. Volume sounds good? Hell yeah. Okay, let's play some video games. Might make my camera a little bit smaller for this. Put it up there, maybe. Sorry, I should have worked this out before I started, but I can't do it without you guys. I need your feedback, you know? Okay, so let's talk about the Hachi thing, right? So, my thoughts on the Hachi reveal, if we're talking about like him showing up from an in-world like story perspective, I think it's really really cheap. Here's the thing, right? You watch or if you read comic books, there's this thing where like there's no impact, there are no stakes when like a major hero or character dies anymore, because they just revamp and reboot all the time and bring all these characters back, right? So, you know, you could read a comic and Superman and Batman die on the same page, and you know that they're going to be back for some weird, you know, time travel, multiverse bullshit reason, you know, a few pages later. So you're never really invested in the stakes of a story of that kind anymore. So the we're allowed to talk about Tekken stuff. Yeah. So I'm gonna play other games, but I want the streams from now on to be a little bit more chatty and be more like a hangout. And it's why I have my chat on a separate screen right now, so I can actually like, interact with you guys a little bit more. But the same thing with Hachi, right? He's died a couple of times. And then the whole thing with the entire story of Tekken 7. I mean, I've made fun of the story of Tekken 7 before. If you go and look at my, I think it's called Tekken 7 has the worst story ever written, is a video I did. How like, you know, the story doesn't go anywhere and doesn't have any point, and then it just culminates in this like epic final end of the Mishima Saga battle between Kazuya and Heihachi. And the fact that they brought Heihachi back, not like at the very tail end of Tekken 8, not like 2 games later or something, but 6 months after Tekken 7 ended, so he hasn't even been dead for like a couple of months. It feels like them jumping the shark. It feels like them feeling like they needed a big major reveal to inject some enthusiasm back into this game. And if we look at the leaks that we saw on what DLC characters were going to be coming out in the first year, it seemed pretty obvious that it was going to be Lydia fucking Lam for the last 2. And I think they maybe course corrected and changed it to Hachi at some point. So that's them jumping the shark, definitely. But then the other thing is, right, the gameplay trailer, right? So I watched it, and when Heihachi went into a stance and then did an electric out of stance, which you know is just going to be like you go into the stance called, you know, dominating your dad bod or whatever, and then, you know, you press the 2 button and you just get a perfect fucking electric. They've done the exact same thing with Jin, right? They're doing the exact same things with all the characters. It's like these forward momentum stance-based mix-up characters. They're just doubling down on that being the gameplay. And let's open the vault. I'm excited, so I'm just going to open it while I'm talking. It's sad because not only do all the characters have the same identity now, they all also have like the worst possible identity, right? Okay, so this is tier chest. I don't have tier chest. This is a huge upgrade. Oh my god, wait, if I pick this, because these are low item level, so I want to get a 616 piece. Oh, this trinket is delicious as well. This trinket is amazing as well. But if I take the chest piece, this is pretty sick. We have to take the chest piece because what I can do now, oh my god, this is crazy. I'm going to be able to get full tier today. Check it out, because I already have 2 piece for my tier, which means that if I go to the catalyst now and convert these shoulders into tier, I have my full tier set bonus. That is insane. Like 2 weeks into the season. Hell yeah, we're doing good. We're eating good this season. Anyway, yeah, so Namco are basically incapable of listening to any sort of feedback when it comes to gameplay. They just don't want to do it, and it's making the game not enjoyable as far as I'm concerned. And then now that they have basically all the content creators in the world in their pocket, they can also try and like control the narrative in terms of what people are saying and feeling about the game. One example of that is, like, I saw FDX made a video this morning. The title of it was "They're fixing everything," and then what he had in the thumbnail that they were fixing was you can change the character who is displayed on the main menu. They're changing the way rank points are distributed, and it was online practice mode, which are all 3 pretty good features, but none of them have anything to do with gameplay. And all of the major problems with Tekken 8 basically relate to gameplay. And if you're going to fix the ranking system, anti-cheat and better netcode are really what you need above anything else, right? So how the fuck are they fixing everything when they are addressing none of the actual issues, right? I know a lot of people who like to jerk off to Tekken Rule 34 are going to be excited that they can have, you know, fucking Oscar in the menus, but it doesn't really fix or change anything about the game. It still retains basically all of the problems it currently has. Oh my god, this is going to be so sick. Let's go. So yeah, it's weird how they refuse to fix it. Now, part of the point with the video I made about Bandai Namco yesterday, what I wanted to talk about in that one is that, I mean, they are completely incapable of listening to feedback, but they also do this thing where they will just show you commercials and trailers, and then if something doesn't like immediately garner a bunch of success, they just stick their heads in the sand and they kind of disappear. They never even address feedback or criticism. So it is really probably the most frustrating company in the world to like be a fan of, right? Oh my god, check it out. We got the 4-piece. My item level went up to 606. So the 4-piece bonus for Vengeance is consuming a soul fragment increases the damage and healing of your next Fel Dev. And I use Fel Dev all the time because I'm Fel scarred. Oof, that is so sick. Let's make a new... I'm just going to make a full tier set transmog now. Because I basically have the whole set, right? Or I think I actually have the whole set, don't I? Because I have the pants, yeah. Do I have the boots? The boots kind of don't matter, though. Also don't have the cloak. Oh, the chest piece. Do I have any weapons that like go better with this? Oh. Hell yeah. This character is like ridiculously strong right now, no joke. Alright, what should we do in terms of like gameplay? Do you guys want to like tank LFR? The new LFR wing should be open. Queen's Fall. I don't know tactics for this though. Whatever, we'll improvise. I think it has these two bosses. A new Barash's piercing strike inflicts heavy physical damage. Okay, so I have spikes up for this. Tark has moves throughout the chamber using Skittering Leap and Void Stamp. Okay. The fates of a new Barashan Skein Spinner. Queen's Proclamation. Okay, so they have a shared health pool. Are there only 2 targets? Yeah, so there are only 2 targets, and this is like an ad. I've heard people say that this is apparently one of the hardest raid bosses they've ever made for World of Warcraft, so that's crazy. What role is this? I'm a tank. I am a tank, a Vengeance Demon Hunter, so that's a tank role. I think I'm probably one of the more mobile tanks. And then my sub-spec, or my hero spec as it's called, but it's like a sub-class, is Felsguard, which means that one of my major cooldowns that I use is Metamorphosis, which transforms me into like a big meaty demon bastard, and then I sort of can't die. And I can use, I can puke like Fel on people and stuff. I'm gonna switch to a transmog that I like better though, right now. This one's pretty cool. That one's kind of basic. I like this one as well. We'll do this one for a while. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, I use the basic UI for World of Warcraft when I can. I've got Recount in this one, but that's basically it, I think. Because I feel like not only is the all of the add-ons, they're kind of they're annoying to have to deal with, to update, to customize, to download, to install. But then it's also this thing where, like, you know, there's a really good video. You've probably seen it if you're into World of Warcraft, but it kind of explains how the fact that those add-ons exist has changed the way the game plays in very negative ways. Like, it's not really good for the game that add-ons have become such a big thing. But I'll also say this, one of the reasons I have the luxury of playing with default UI is because I play a Demon Hunter, and I decided to play a Demon Hunter this expansion because of this specific reason, which is, if you look at my bars, this is everything I need to really effectively play a Demon Hunter, a Vengeance Demon Hunter anyway, and it's so few buttons. Like, I mained a monk for many years, and the monk has so many abilities that you will have to, like, customize your UI or bind all kinds of crazy keybinds to be able to get everything out there. Whereas with this thing, with the Demon Hunter, even though the class is still difficult to play and quite technical, like Vengeance is known for being one of the slightly more technical tanks to play, the complexity doesn't come from button bloat, it comes from, like, you know, mechanical design. So that's my biggest tip. Like, if you're annoyed of with unnecessary button binds and bloat in this game, just play a Demon Hunter. Okay. Looks like it's kind of difficult to get a group for Queen's Fall right now. Let's queue for the other wings of LFR as well. And then maybe we'll go do some world activities. We can go do a level 8 delve. You know, might as well get that vault going for next week. Another really good reason to play Demon Hunter is I heard a lot of people are struggling to do any salty moments in raiding. I haven't really done real raiding since I mean, the last time I did sort of difficult raiding was like in Cataclysm, and I did it in World of or Wrath of the Lich King as well. I never really enjoyed it because you have to organize yourself around other people that much. So now I'm focusing on Mythic Plus, because while you're still in a group, it's a 5-man group, and you know, it's whether it goes good or bad, it's like a half-hour ordeal as opposed to several hours. Oh, check it out. This is my tier piece bonus actually displaying on Feldev right here how many stacks I have. So how high is this going to stack? Is 11 max? 2 up to 30. Okay, so 15. So this is a max powered Feldev right now. That's a sick bonus. I'm going to turn the game volume down a little bit more. You should check it out. This is the best expansion I've played for many, many years. I mean, I had fun in Shadowlands for the first couple of weeks, but then all of a sudden I didn't anymore, you know? We'll see what happens with this. See, so a lot of classes in the game right now, like a lot of players cannot do these tier 8 delves. They're like hard for people because they main DPS first of all, which is, you know, unfortunate. But also like, oh, that's bad. Right, when I was doing Feldev, he did his big damage thing. But with something like the Demon Hunter, you have such good self-sustain that you can just heal yourself throughout the fight, and you're able to do group content basically on your own, which is, you know, really the goal with playing World of Warcraft, is to not have to play with people. Hey Hachi, powered up version of Reyna and Lydia combined. Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like in that trailer though. How that's going to pan out in actual gameplay is really difficult to say. But no matter what happens with like the final conclusion of what Heihachi has turned into now, the hype is already there and people are excited, and Main Man's going to make, you know, 15 different videos with the words old man in the title. And you know, what happens if I enter from here? Do I get back into the delve after? I hope that's the case. Otherwise, I'm losing a coffer key here. Not that it matters. I can't really get upgrades from delves anymore anyway. And then after a while, people are probably going to be like, oh, he's just rushed down and annoying. Oh no, I don't want to play against Heihachi online. This sucks, you know. And it's the weird part is how like we have that exact roller coaster ride with almost every character reveal. Paid man sweet. I he's gonna be genuinely interested in Heihachi though. I mean, he's a Mishima boy supreme, right? But that was a funny joke. GG's. Okay, we're in the raid, you guys. It's me and some sort of paladin, which is unfortunate because they suck now. Just get a Feldev here and, so I can like snap threat. This first boss in Palace is actually like really awesome. Like I really like this boss. Yeah, but we go through that circus with every reveal and people get hype over every little detail, and then it's like, well, wouldn't it be better if we had actual like meaningful gameplay changes at some point? And you only use the key at the end. That's very true. Fair point. Let's try and just pull all these spiders into the raid so they die. Yeah, this is LFR, but my health is not budging here. And I didn't even have spikes up for all that. How long do you think Drag will keep the throne? Well, until they patch him, until there's a major patch. And the patch is going to be very controversial because it's going to need to be, I mean, I don't think it will happen. I think Dragunov will stay basically hyper abused, overpowered for basically the duration of this game. Because he's so popular, and people are just going to be a little bit too butthurt about the magnitude of the necessary nerfs. Like I said, when this game came out, like from the start, it's been like running 2 needs to be a high, or so linear that you can sidestep it in your sleep. It would still be OP even if it were so linear you could sidestep it in your sleep. Because you can still do it when, you know, sidestepping isn't a great viable option, and you can still mix it with that giant homing kick. That's a high, you know. The hatchet kick should probably be straight up removed. Yeah, I don't think much is going to be happening with Dragunov, but if that patch does hit, it's going to have to be major. But what's more likely, Victor's running 2. Yeah, Victor's running 2 is insanity as well. I mean, upas, right? Yeah, insanity. Complete insanity. It doesn't give the same situations though, because it doesn't counter hit launch and stuff like that. It doesn't give a guaranteed stomp on hit either. Or I guess you can back roll. Do you see Tekken 8 recovering in 2 years? It's not impossible for this game to recover. There's a lot to like in the sort of basic structure of it, but here's the thing, Namco are the ones developing it, and if Heihachi is going to be another like stance character with free electrics that you need no execution to perform, and you know all the rest of it, if this is what we're like building, and Namco are listening to zero feedback, and they just think that we are idiots who don't know anything about, you know, modern game development or whatever, then where do you see the potential for that change? Because it can only come from one place. Only Namco can fix it. And so when they are like manifestly uninterested in doing anything of the sort, it becomes naive to be hopeful. But I'll say this, like what you need more than anything in this game, I think it's honestly quite simple. There's one change that would bring me back instantly. It would never happen, but there's one change that would bring me back instantly. It's the removal of heat engagers. People think heat is a problem. Like you look at heat And it, you know, most legacy players, veteran players, cite heat as the main reason they don't like this game. However, it's the only new thing that they've added, so you can't exactly remove it. There isn't that much of a problem with heat. There is a huge problem with heat engagers. First of all, they are impossible to balance properly unless you just make all heat engagers quite bad moves that you need to set up somehow. But universal heat, the universal heat activator was changed to where it's now very sidesteppable and you can predict it. And it's identical for all characters. So that is actually a really quite balanced way of getting into heat right now, and it will get people off you and shut down the opponent's ability to like rush you down. So it's almost like a defensive option in a way as well. So I think that could work, but the heat engagers need to go because the meta right now devolves into playing the characters with the safest and most powerful heat engagers, you know, aka Jin, and then you apply safe full screen hitting, you know, mids that are heat engagers until you get into heat, and then you just mix 3 times and it's always over. And I think that's the real problem. And like, there's like no democracy when it comes to heat engagers. Some characters have really, really shitty ones that don't work that well. I just think you need to get rid of heat engagers. Okay, what's going to be happening for loot here? Hey, did I just get a trinket? A fucking strength trinket for no reason? Why would you give me this? Huh. And it dropped twice as well. Damn, I don't need any of this trash. I guess I'll take the necklace. Oh! I do need that cloak to complete my set, though. I rolled a 12. Classic. Okay, so we got nothing but a strength trinket that we can't use. Heat engagers should be unsafe moves. Yes, that's another really good idea. They're obviously not going to remove them, so you probably have to have a more realistic wish list. But yeah, making sure that all heat engagers are really quite risky, unsafe moves. But if you manage to like set them up somehow, or slow or something, you know, really slow. But if you get them, then you get this, because everything in Tekken is all the balance is sort of a risk-reward ratio kind of discussion. And so, okay, if a move is safe on block, then you need to make it bad at something else to balance it out. If it's safe on block, then it needs to be linear. If it's safe on block, then it needs to be duckable. If it's a counter hit launcher, then it needs to not be that fast, and so on. But the problem is with these heat engagers is they've added this broken property, which is heat engaging, on top of, you know, safe tracking mid, you know. Like demon paws are crazy. Demon paws are crazy in this game. But then that discussion of like what could you actually do to improve the gameplay experience for all these people gets drowned out by all the background noise of fucking, you know, paid off streamers fucking jizzing over more Mishimas in the game, and fucking Bandai Namco selling, you know, tacky ass fucking merchandise on stream and all the rest of it. It just, like, you can't even get to a serious discussion about what could be improved about the game because everything is drowned out by the hype. And it's not sustainable. You know, if you want to be enthusiastic, if you want to be excited about the game that you're playing, that's cool. There's a new trailer for new stuff, that's cool. The problem is that we're not in a sustainable cycle of hype with Tekken, okay? The hype comes, people start jizzing, and within 2 weeks of the character being out, we already hate it, and all of the issues that we were struggling with previously before this new reveal of whatever are still there. Okay? So that's kind of one of the main reasons I wanted to, like, quit the franchise. It's like, at what point, when you're just like a hamster in a wheel in this cycle, do you realize that you're just a sucker holding out for nothing and you just move on? Have you SOD frame? I don't know what SOD is, dude. Damn. Let's go full AoE mode here with my new souped up fell dev and stuff. What? That was cool. Oh, damn. Oh, come on, make it back, make it back. I don't know what that was. There's some sort of crazy knockback mechanic, I guess. Oh, Season of Discovery. No, I don't play any classic WoW stuff. Even though I have been playing World of Warcraft since it came out. Like, since it was new. I'm one of those. I played World of Warcraft since early vanilla. I have no desire to go back to classic or Season of Discovery or anything like that, or hardcore, because I think it's a nostalgia trip, and then the nostalgia goes away and the season just fucking dies, and then you just have to start over. I guess it's the same with retail, but you also lose many of the things that I love the most about World of Warcraft now, which is like transmog. You can't transmog. The character models look old and really shitty. You can't play Monk, which is like my favorite class. You can't play Demon Hunter, which is like my second favorite class. So yeah, I don't really have any desire to go back to... And there's no Mythic Plus, which is like the main game mode that I'm interested in. So no, I don't really play any of those. It's Warbound? Hey, good point. I don't have any strength. Oh, I guess I have a Demon Hunter. Or a Death Knight, I mean. Okay, get a cookie. Oh, I guess I have to pull him. Alright. Everybody's ready except for one shaman. Fuck him, let's go. Just gonna pop a Feldev right away to give the healer some time to ramp, because I'm basically unkillable in meta. And then I also like get a ton of threat right away. I don't remember really the strat on this boss, but there's like ads that you need to kill. Which I can't see if I'm standing here, so... Well, the raid is stable so far, so we're not doing anything wrong yet. Okay. So I'm guessing it's my job to hold the ants. Okay, so we clear that phase, which means we're probably going to be good here. So loose hand right here. Save some poor DPS. Okay, so these guys get like a debuff. They have to stand near an egg, apparently. And then it pops and they pop an egg. And then ads come out. Gotcha. And then you just blast AoE, I guess. I hate it when you kick something and some other good player just used their kick at the same time. So you wasted yours. Oh yeah, we've lost a lot of players. And we're at like 40%. It's not looking great. Do you think new players will replace the diehard fans that are leaving? That is possible, but I don't think those new players will end up becoming dedicated veterans of the franchise. And that is where the Tekken 8 business model falls down, okay? So what you have to realize is Tekken 7 was played for like a decade. It consistently had a player base for that long, which is very, very impressive. And that makes game developers horny, because the entire point of being a game dev right now is not sales, it's retention, okay? You're looking at player retention. How long are play sessions? How often do they play? How long do they stick around for? This is now the entire name of the game, right? And so people are jerking off to the fact that Tekken 7 had an audience for that long, and Tekken 8 was developed structurally with the intent from the very beginning of being a game that is like played actively for another 10 years. Well, if you have a gameplay design that alienates people who are dedicated to this type of game and who have been loyal to the franchise for a long time, and you're hoping to replace them with new players, those new players have to then become a dedicated player base that wants to stick around for another 10 years. And I find that very, very difficult to sustain with the gameplay design that you have right here, because it's just not a game that is conducive to being fun to play long term. I mean, if it turns more casual and more easy, maybe it turns into basically Hearthstone, right? So I have a friend who is like a huge stoner. He's like a huge stoner, and he used to be a pretty like hardcore gamer, but these days he just like smokes a fucking bowl, and he wants to sit in front of his computer barely conscious, just clicking stuff. Oh, this is like one of the best trinkets, right? We need this trinket. Okay, that's a good roll. No, somebody just fucking outrolled me instantly. Oh, there's another one. It dropped twice. I rolled 80 and 86 and I still didn't fucking get it, dude. Yeah, so no, I don't think if your plan is to make short-term profits attracting a casual audience, selling a bunch of stuff to them in your shitty online store that shouldn't exist, then your development cycle also needs to change to where the next Tekken game doesn't come out 10 years from now. It needs to come out like 2 or 3 years from now. Because by then, everybody's going to be burnt out. And you might have a couple of these like whale drones who just want to sit, at the computer, do nothing that is difficult, click a couple of panels in the store, and buy the new fucking, Lily G-string. But that's not a player base, dude. At that point, you are just a fucking mobile game. So you might as well just get into the fucking gacha mobile market instead and make some free-to-play trash and become part of the problem, right? But no, I find it very, very difficult to believe that a new casual audience is somehow going to be able to prop up this franchise for like a decade to come. No fucking way. They don't care enough, and they're not good enough at the game. And the game is now not really conducive to becoming dedicated and good at. The new PUBG, yeah, exactly, collabing with like fucking mobile games and stuff. I mean, it's yeah. I think there is like a war and a big shift happening in the video games industry right now. We're seeing a historic and very interesting time for video games right now. And the craziest thing I've seen so far was happening like last night with the Game of the Year stuff. Have you guys heard about this? So it turns out that IGN, there's a poll on their website where you can vote for what should be Game of the Year. And it turns out, I mean, it's obvious if you look at the numbers, that they are like Black Myth Wukong is winning by a huge margin, but IGN are just removing tens of thousands of votes for Black Myth Wukong, trying to prop up other titles. Because Black Myth Wukong was a game that IGN became like a little bit like involved in a controversy with when they mistranslated stuff and basically lied, and they have this blatant political agenda and stuff. Whereas, Black Myth Wukong is just a video game that's fun and has some cool design, and that's it. And they can't stand that, because there needs to be all of this other like fucking political programming in a game for it to be considered modern and be allowed to be successful by not the people who play video games, but the people who develop and write on video games. And those are two very different demographics, right? That's why Dustborn sucked ass and failed. That's why Concord sucked ass and failed. It's why Veilguard will suck ass and fail, right? So you're in this situation where you have a completely different consumer demographic than you have development and review demographic. And it really is beautiful. I mean, you can't really put it any other way than this. They can tell you what games are good. They can tell you what you should enjoy and should play and all the rest of it. But they cannot, at least for now, physically take money out of your wallet and tell you that you have to buy games that you don't want to play or aren't interested in. They're trying. I mean, you see that argument from video games journalists, like it's your responsibility to support this game or whatever, but they can't do that to us, luckily. So you're going to have these Concord like projects where people invest 400 million in 8 years of development into a product that does not have a target audience that is nearly large enough for it to be a commercial success. And then they're going to have to keep pretending that they're confused about why these games fucking fail. Truth of the matter is, while video game audiences all over the world are very diverse and all kinds of people play video games, like fucking guys like me, we make up a very, very, very sizable portion of people who spend a lot of money on video games. And so if that's a demographic that you refuse to cater to, then you end up making video games for fringe or small audiences that don't have the kind of purchasing power to support these $1 million projects that you are investing in, right? And so all of these fucking companies go belly up. I mean, the next one is going to be Ubisoft. My prediction is that Ubisoft isn't around by next year. I haven't... This is like the one controversy of this type that I might have a little bit to say about, because, as Assassin's Creed Shadows is, the controversy is about Japanese history and politics, and it's a country that I lived in for 10 years, and I have read a lot of Japanese history. I am at least marginally aware about a lot of these things, and it's just it's so pathetic what they've been doing and how hard they've been fucking up with it. So, like, what's the answer to the whole question? What can you do if you're developers these days? The answer is super simple. It's super simple. There's one thing you can do to make sure that transsexual people are going to have a good time playing your game. Fucking pasty white dudes are going to have a good time playing your game. It's just have a creative vision for something that doesn't include political messaging, and then make as good a game as possible. Okay, that's kind of it. Like, if the game is really fun to play, it's just fantastic in every way, I don't think people are going to be upset about the fact that it has like a strong female protagonist. Like, make her actually cool, have some really good cool writing in there, have the game be really fun and interesting to play. And trust me, the pasty white dudes, the classic nerd guys out there are going to be happy to play your game and enjoy it, and they're going to be jerking off. Which is, like, if you want to make money in video games these days, what you really need to do is you need to get guys jerking off. All right, so we didn't get a single fucking drop. Whatever. Hope Ubisoft dies. I think everybody hopes Ubisoft dies. Don't they have like the most fucking evil and pathetic CEO of all time as well? Who's like, what's his name? Yves something, like a French guy who like fucking fingers his secretaries in the disabled bathroom and then fires them when they talk about it. They have the choice to include propaganda or not. Exactly. So like if you're making an entertainment product, I don't think it's probably not the forum for it. Obviously, you can make a very political piece of art, you know, and you can have something political to say with it. But at that point, you are not making something that is going to be easily consumed and enjoyed by a mass audience of video gamers, right? I guess that's what's very different, you know, when it comes to video games and film as opposed to other art forms. Like you can make a very, very political painting or piece of modern art and it will probably become famous and popular if it is successful at being that, but that's not the way this works because paintings, I mean, unless you're talking about like Damien Hirst or whatever, like pieces of art in that sense aren't really meant for consumption in that way, right? So it's a very different art form. Helldivers 2 died out to other reasons. Yeah, well, you know, that's something that's going to happen as well. Games are going to have a period of like buzz and be really popular, and then, you know, it's going to not be popular anymore and people move on. That's fine. That's fine. A game isn't a failure if millions and millions of people play for a couple of months and then move on. I think Tekken is going to turn into a game that millions and millions of people play for a couple of months and then move on, because it needs to have very specific stuff for it to be interesting to a dedicated player base long term, right? It needs to be very, very competitively interesting and complex. Okay? It's not enough that you have a Cup Noodle sponsored, like, fucking embarrassing as fuck offline scene, right? And so that's why I'm a little bit worried for Namco when they're developing a game that isn't going to be interesting for 10 years with the intentions of making money on it for 10 years. I love this boss. This is one of the coolest bosses in this raid. It might be my favorite. It's the first one too. Oh yeah, the PSN thing with Helldivers. That was so crazy. Well, you know, you have some developers and game companies making these like hyper controversial moves right now. It's not only like it's like all software companies. You know the thing that Adobe did, where they try to make it so that everything everybody makes in Adobe right now becomes the property of them, and they can use it for like whatever they want in perpetuity. I mean, it's insanity, right? That's insane. That's like one of the most insane things they've ever tried to pull. That they even thought they could get away with it is like fascinating, right? And then what was the other one? The game would still be crowded. Well, okay. But that's why I think we're in like a really interesting time for games right now. And while I'm kind of excited and hopeful about this whole thing that is happening, people are making these like horribly dystopian shitty decisions on now you need to feed the monster, right? So you pick up one of these and then you throw these in his mouth, which is cool. they're being punished, and the companies are going fucking belly up, like straight up. Ubisoft is like, as far as I can tell, a failed company at this point. And when Assassin's Creed inevitably fucking becomes a flop, I mean, they're done. I think Ubisoft are going to be done. Sony are eating diarrhea with a giant spoon right now, okay? Fucking Dustborn is in the fucking dust bin. Concord is going to be remembered. I mean, what's happening with Concord is interesting because, I mean, this is something that's going to, like, historically be remembered as one of the most, if not the most embarrassing fucking fuck up in the history of, like, development. I mean, it is embarrassing what's happened with Concord. Damn, I don't need any of this stuff. It's a cool belt though. I wouldn't mind it. But let's give the loot to people who have shittier loot right now. So, I mean, yeah, things are changing. But the political messaging, fucking games journalism part of this is very different from what's happening with Tekken. Tekken is more like the Japanese game dystopia, which is the gacha mobile gamification of everything, you know? It's another thing that's happening. And then you got stuff like Black Myth Wukong coming out. Much smaller budget, dedicated first-time team. I mean, it's essentially a fucking indie game in a way, right? And it looks better than any action game I've ever played. Like Black Myth Wukong, the look of that game, it's one of, if not the most attractive to look at game that I've ever played. The only that has, like, you know, high-end sort of technical graphics. I mean, there are a couple of games that really appeal to me visually. I really like Vanillaware games. Like Muramasa the Demon Blade for the Nintendo Wii might be my personal pick for, like, the most beautiful video game I've ever played. But, you know, that's a stylized, you know, 2D art choice, you know. Will you play Kingdom Come 2? I don't know. I don't think so. Japanese, Korean games, you can still enjoy the games without paying. Yeah, well, I think the East Asian audiences are much more accustomed to being having to constantly pay. Like, one thing you need to realize about Japanese dudes is that the only thing they love more than drinking, smoking, and fucking hookers all day or all night, even though they're married, is gambling. Gambling is hugely popular and a very, very common and severe addiction in, like, almost most Japanese men that I've known. All my Chinese buddies are like I have 2 Chinese friends who have banned themselves from the local casino because they know that they will go back and, like, burn money that they don't have. And then one of them tried to get back in, and the staff had to stop him because he had self-banned himself from the casino, right? It's very, very common down there. And so in Japan, gambling is very controlled, like most things. And there are only a couple of ways in which you can do it. So you can go to a Pachinko parlor, which is kind of like an arcade, but all they have are these games where you spin a little wheel and you try and get, like, a ball to fall down all the way, and you can, like, win money. And then you can also bet on boat racing, horse racing, and bicycle racing. So you have, like, bicycle rings where people and boat races, and people go around in a circle, and you can bet on that. And yeah, holy shit, do Japanese dudes fucking gamble. I think we lost our off tank. Maybe I was the off tank. I can tank this trash though. I don't need anybody's help, do I? Let me just meta. I don't even need meta. So I think for them, the fact that they're sitting with a mobile game that has, you know, a thin coat of paint that says Tekken or Bleach or Dragon Ball or whatever, but it's essentially some sort of fucking slot machine and you're wasting money, and then an anime girl pops up in her panties and you can see the fucking bulges of her vagoosh, and you're on the subway, you know, heading back to your house where your wife who doesn't love you is waiting, and it's going to be like, you know, giving you shit or whatever. It's a transition that isn't a leap that isn't as large for them. I think they're quite happy to be gambling when they're playing their video games, because they're gambling for entertainment, sitting down at what are basically arcade machines already. You know what I mean? And then those games go international, and now an international audience is gambling in shitty gacha games. You know, they're playing fucking Honkai Star Rail with their dicks in their hands. I used to, at the hotel I worked in Japan, I used to have a couple of Korean clients or Korean guests who came every week, at least a couple of times a month, to Japan, specifically to gamble in Japanese pachinko parlors. And they had, this guy had a specific ass pillow, because he would go to the pachinko parlor and sit down for like, you know, 9-10 hours just playing pachinko and gambling away all his money. And he used to get like fucking hemorrhoids and problems with his ass and his anus because he was sitting down and gambling for so long. Chain smoking, you know, that he had a special anus pillow that he would leave. So when he checked out, he was like, hey dude, hold on to my anus pillow, which is like one of those hemorrhoid rings. And we would have that in the back office. And then when he checked back in, it was like, oh, welcome back, sir. Here's your ass pillow, so you can go and like fucking chain smoke and gamble your life away. Enjoy. The sound levels in pachinko parlors, oh, it's, you go in and it's deafening. I've never played on any of the machines, but I've been in the buildings and it's so loud. I think it's because the individual machines need to keep your attention for a really long time, and you're not supposed to break focus, so they're really loud. And they have speakers sort of facing you, and then you put those loud machines with speakers, and they cram in as many as they can in an enclosed space. So you end up having like hundreds, if not thousands, of those loud machines just standing in rows in a place without windows, and it just becomes incredibly, incredibly loud. How are the gacha prices converted to real money? I don't know. I have never played a game that has one of those mechanics. And if I have, well, I have bought card packs in Hearthstone. That has happened. And that's, you know, just another one of those games, really. I tried to like free to play Hearthstone for a while, but, you know. Is this a new zone? Yeah, this is a new raid. In one of the new zones. It's in Ashkahet, which is like an Egyptian spider empire deep underneath the earth, and they're experimenting with this blood that mutates you into like a powerful monster, and yeah, we're like messing them up for it. It's a really cool looking zone aesthetically. Oh, getting stabbed by tentacles. Can probably stand here. Have you ever had a conversation with a gambler who tells you how good they are at winning? I have had conversations with people who, like, when you can tell that they don't really have the right perspective on the whole thing. But I'll tell you this. One of my closest friends who I moved to Japan with, one of my friends from uni, who ended up moving to Japan together with, and who eventually got married to an Indonesian lady down there and moved to Jakarta, where he now runs a resort with her. He basically took over the family company after they married, I think. He lived in a pretty nice apartment when we were preparing to go to Japan, so we would hang out at his house and play a lot of Tekken. You know, that's where we played a lot of Tekken when I was getting into it, you know, in Tag 2 in those days. And one of the guys I was hanging out in the arcades with, you know, learning how to play Tekken 7 for the first time. And let's pop a health stone here. We don't have enough people to soak this, do we? He played poker and he was really, really good at it. In this apartment that we used to hang out with, he bought basically cash with his poker winning. So he would go to the local casino and just win a bunch of poker. And he was smart about it, you know, because he said most of the other guys who were sitting down at the poker table late at night would be like store owners, like people who own the local pizza place or whatever. And when they had the cash from the register that day, they would just like grab a wad of that and go down to the casino and play poker. And he would order like rounds of whiskey and drinks for all the other guys and hang out and be all nice to them. But he would be drinking nothing but like virgin cocktails and really focusing. And he made enough money playing poker that he could buy a house, which is crazy, right? But so that's one kind of gambling, I guess. But it's very different from, for example, my dad. My dad is an example of a person who I feel has the wrong perspective on it. He doesn't gamble at all. My dad doesn't gamble at all, but he does occasionally buy a lottery ticket. Because right now, you know, this month, the jackpot is up to like 1 billion whatevers, right? And I'm like, Dad, you're just wasting a little bit of money doing this because you're not going to win this. Like, it doesn't happen. And he usually said to me, even when I was a kid, he's like, well, if you never try, then yeah, you never win. If you don't even attempt it, then your chances are 0. And I'm like, no, Dad, what you need to realize is that your chances are still 0. They're not exactly 0. They're 0.1, you know, 0.0001, but they're vanishingly small. And I think people have this issue where it's very, very difficult for them to understand what numbers mean and what they reflect in the real world. Like how vanishingly small that chance is. I mean, you know, I don't think people realize the difference between 1 in 1,000 and 1 in 10,000 and 1 in 100,000 and 1 in a million, right? My dad said the same. Yeah, but he's a Scandinavian dad. You know, he's also into like what are they called? Like superstitions. He doesn't like putting keys on a table because that's bad luck. Things like that. But you know, like one thing that I usually throw out just to like illustrate how difficult it is to grasp the magnitude of numbers is, you know, 1 million seconds is about 11 days. 1 billion seconds, which, you know, might not sound like that much more, is like 32 years. The difference between a million and a billion is massive. Classic goober parent moment. Yeah, exactly. Hey, what's up, Raven Pines? The DLC for Elden Ring. No, I haven't I haven't understood how you're supposed to get inside the DLC yet. But I'll play it. Is it good? Yeah, it's just hope that people have. That's what you're really selling to people, is the excitement of like hoping and dreaming that you one day might have a lot more money and live a different life. But, you know, is there inherent worth that justifies it existing, or are you just wasting people who don't have a lot of money? Are you just wasting more of their money? The most, or one of the most depressing aspects of coming home to Sweden after 10 years in Japan, and holy shit, this is so ridiculous. It's like one of the most ridiculous things with Swedish culture right now is that essentially half, or maybe even more than half, of all commercials you see on TV now, all advertisements, are for online casinos. And people know for a fact that you have these Red Bull drinking, not very talented, like 18 and 19-year-olds with their first job and a bit of disposable income, who are like getting into credit card debt and wasting their fucking lives gambling away at these online casinos, right? And it's and then, you know, they watch these fucking influencers who are, you know, gambling online with basically being sponsored by the sites that they are using, so they're not taking any actual risks, right? And that's really, really depressing. The fact that a new internet casino is popping up every day is an indication to you that business is fucking booming in the online casino market. And if business is booming in the online casino market, by definition, it means that a lot of fucking people are losing all of their fucking money. Because that's how it works. That's how money works. There's no such thing as free lunch. If casinos are doing good, people who are gambling in casinos are doing fucking awful. And that's just, you know, what it is. Gambling laws are becoming more lax. Well, there you go. It's just another way for people to prey on and use the less fortunate. So people who don't have a lot of money and people who aren't, you know, I would say overall not very intelligent or not very good at like thinking logically and calmly and critically about the choices they are making about their own finances, which doesn't make them bad people. It makes you a fucking asshole for trying to exploit them, though, if you know what I mean. Oh, this is the one you have to dodge. Okay, there we go. Okay, the other tank took it to the face. I hope he survives. Did you pre-order the Gentle Monster glasses? Dude, I bought 5 pairs. Gentle Monster is such a fucking pussy name for a company as well. Alright, we cleared it. Already have this helmet. Don't need these at all because I already have hero level bracers. Don't need this, don't need this, don't need this. Already have this. Man, why am I doing LFR? I already have all this trash. What is the last boss drop in here? It's Sikran. Oh. Class or a set hand item, already have that. Boots, I already have better boots. This trinket is apparently quite good. Okay, we'll hold out for the trinket, I guess. Yeah, those glasses are really embarrassing. I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back. Never mind. I still have my coffee right here. After this, I'm gonna tank some Mythic Plus, and we're actually gonna do content that, you know, isn't so easy you can play it, you know, like do it in your sleep. I am gonna pug though, so it might be unnecessarily hard. John Kazamer ashtrays. Yeah, sounds cool, dude. Let me get 2 of those. Oh, I know what we're gonna do after this. There's a transmog that I want to get, and it's reset day, so we can go and try for the transmog that I want. Minors should not be allowed to play gachas. I mean, we still know so little about what this whole social media, online gaming screen thing is doing to these current generations of kids. And I mean, every indication I see is that it's not going to be good. Like, it's not going to be good at all. Like, I do a lot of hiring at my company. I've hired a bunch of people, done interviews and stuff, and it's been very, very difficult to find anybody under the age of sort of 25 or really 30 who has what I would consider to be like a healthy view on, you know, what a job is in the first place. Now, that could just be immaturity and they need like more time, you know. But it's very, very strange, the relationship that they seem to have with social media. It's also weird that, like, because I like my colleagues, like even the young kids that I work with, it's really interesting and fun to talk to them. And for me, it's a little bit like, I wonder what your world is like, you know. So I was working with this girl and she's telling me all about, like, well, and then she blocked him on Instagram because he had been talking shit in this video, and then she was like, well, you're betraying me, so I'm gonna like not block this other person. And I'm like fascinated. It's like, because it's a world that I'm not a part of, and I'm just like trying to so I'm like, okay, and then what did Miguel say? And, you know, I'm trying to like follow along with the fucking story, right? It's it's kind of hype. But it seems that the entertainment that they like to consume, when we talk about, like, if it's music or movies or shows or whatever, it seems that there's this, it's something that you see a lot in video games as well. They're like, I don't want to watch anything that is where I need to follow it to understand what's happening. Like, I want to be able to do 2 or 3 other things while this thing is on, and if I'm able to do that and still sort of enjoy it, then it's you know, it's for me. And if I ever like don't know or have to question exactly what is going on, then it's just frustrating for me and I don't want to watch it anymore. And it's another way of saying, you know, I like to consume things that are generally really low quality, right? And that makes me a little bit sad. It seems that the market for, and I'm not saying like everything needs to be like super intellectual or highbrow or whatever. It just, like, you know, it's when some craftsmanship has gone into a piece of entertainment, if it's like a film or something, obviously the filmmaker intended for you to actually watch what they made to be able to enjoy it, right? And so it's like a lot of stuff is appealing to the lowest common denominator. Like, I've been trying to get some of my younger colleagues into like David Lynch films, and it's not easy. I didn't understand what was happening. Who's the guy? The guy who stands in the corner and looks scary. Who is he? And I'm like, well, maybe he's nobody. I don't like that. They want to go to the wiki and read the entire explanation, you know? Maybe the point is that we don't know. Hey, what's up, Usuma MI? You hype for the Heihachi reveal, dude? Oh, sorry, Osama. Osama as in king. It's my birthday party tomorrow, you guys. I'm so fucking old. I'm not mad though. I got my career going. I got a job that I like. I'm with the right girl. All I need now is a decent apartment. Oh, there it is. There it is. That trinket is why we did this, boss. Yeah, and I was outrolled instantly. Okay, never mind. You were born on the 26th? No, I wasn't born on the 26th. I'm just having the celebration tomorrow. I was born earlier in the month. On my actual birthday, I flew down to Spain with my girlfriend. And we went out for tapas. It was really good. Found a really cool little place. Had some great food. Why do you worry about getting older? Well, I guess it's the mortality thing. You feel like... I think a lot of people compare the amount of progress that they've made in life with others of the same age. And it stresses them out when they don't have all the things set up in life that other people have. I think that's one thing. And I think the other thing is just the fact that you're... 風？やっぱ冷たい？でもちょっと晴れたね。仕事終わったらちょっと外行こう。Alright, I guess we just pull this trash, right? Warlock's cookies. Yeah, let's get some cookies. He's speaking. I'm just gonna pull. Fuck this waiting. I guess people don't know tact, so they're scared. You can tell. I don't know tact either. I'm gonna tank the big guy. Apparently they have a shared health pool, so you don't need to tank these guys together. Okay, venomous sting. 500,000 nature damage every 3 seconds. It's not terrible. Unless it like stacks. Piercing strike. Damage from piercing strike increased to 100%. Or buy 100%. Okay, so I don't want to eat this twice, in other words. Which means I should probably go tank the other guy until this falls off. 15 seconds. Let me kite him. Okay, that's a really big effect. I had no idea where that guy was going. Okay, I have 2 stacks of this now. I can't get a third one, I'm guessing. Ten seconds. Don't come over here, dude. 5, 4, 3. Jump away. Okay, it fell off. We're back. And now it's back up, so it was good that it fell off. I turned 35. I'm 35 years old. Which is a lot. I mean, it's half a 70, right? Okay, now I have 2 stacks again. So I need to get away again. Hey, could you taunt this guy? Where's the other tank? 15 seconds. Four, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Gotcha. Gotcha game. By Bandai Namco. Are you 1989? Yeah, I am. I was born in 89. The year the wall fell. The year that Tim Burton's Batman came out. Being half of 70 recontextualized it, yeah. Like, I think back at my time at school and I now realize that that's half of my life ago. Which is kind of crazy. But, you know, put it this way. I, you know, may be sitting in a small apartment in my pajamas playing video games right now. Maybe I'd be more of a typically, you know, successful seeming adult if I hadn't spent 10 years of my life going on a weird adventure in Japan. But that was my big dream in life, you know. The one thing I really wanted to do. And I did it, and you know, I had all these experiences. I learned another language, and I met the love of my life. So I obviously don't regret it. It was the right choice. A lot of like my friends who stayed in Sweden all along, yeah, they have like, you know, mortgages and stuff now, but I mean, I'm not even sure I want that stuff. So I actually feel really good about my age. I don't worry about it. I do need to start taking better care of my body though, because I feel like since I got past 30, I've been working really hard. I haven't been eating right, so my, you know, my joints hurt sometimes. I've gained a lot of weight. I'm you know, a little bit overweight right now, which is not good. So I'm trying to work on those things, and I'm making some progress. Take collagen or collagen, is that true? Okay, I've heard magnesium is good for joints, so I'm taking magnesium supplements. But I'll try collagen as well. Collagen is the stuff that gives your skin the rubberiness, you know, that makes it snap back into place. Here we go. Here's a fucking trinket. Let me get a trinket. Liver has a lot of good stuff. I didn't play Baldur's Gate 3. I hear people love it. I played Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, 1,000 years ago. Oh, dude. Thanks, man. That warrior just gave me that trinket that I wanted. That's sick. What does it do, though? It was like a bunch of haste. Equip your attacks. It's an on-use effect as well. Your attacks have a high chance to summon a scarab that retrieves a fortifying chunk of flesh from your target. They deal damage, reduce the damage taken by 50%. Oh, until 200,000 has been taken, which is almost nothing. Use, send your swarm into a frenzy. Summoning 12 scarabs over 3 seconds to ravage your foes. The number of scarabs is increased by your haste. And you get a ton of haste from it. What's the eye level? 593? Have you talked about the patch? Yeah, we talked about the patch. I mean, what I said was really... Are there balance changes in the patch? Are there going to be balance changes? Because I really am interested in looking at those. But the fact that they're changing matchmaking and stuff, it's like, well, it's not gameplay, so it doesn't fucking matter. One tank. Take yourself to group 1. Okay. Okay, I guess I'll go to group 1. There we go. One, 3, 1 on one side, 2, 4 on the other. Okay. The mage wants assist. There you go. Damage nerfs for top tiers. That's one of Namco's favorite things to do. Because actual balance changes are hard, so just nerf the damage. Kind of cool looking Death Knight. What's your guy's favorite anime? My favorite anime? Probably Bleach. 1,000-Year Blood War. Like, animes that are happening right now. It's the only one I'm watching. I think it's really good. Kind of a dream come true if you were a Bleach fan, that they were going to go back and like remake that shitty ass last arc with proper, send-offs for all the characters and stuff. Okay, so I'm over here. Gotcha. If there are balance changes in the patch, then I will definitely check out the patch. We don't have patch notes yet, do we? Hey, Hachi having a mid-electric. That's not true. It's not mid, is it? Oh, the new Bleach game. The new Bleach game is obviously trash. I'm like shocked that people are like Hey, what's up, Josie? I'm shocked that people are like hype for this new Bleach game because these shitty fucking Shonen Jump arena fighters have been coming out for a billion years. And they always make the same mistakes. They cram the roster with like every character that was ever in the franchise. So you get Goku with blue hair, Goku on a Tuesday, Goku as a child, Goku as an old man, Goku, but he's got like fucking nail polish. And then the characters have like 3 moves each, and you just move around in this awkward stage doing this. And it's like, there's, I mean, as somebody who played actual fighting games for a while there, they're just fucking pathetic fucking games, right? And if you look at the character trailers coming out for Bleach, all the characters literally, they show 2 moves and then the trailer ends. It's like all this flourish, do this character, and then the gameplay starts and they do the 2 moves that they have and the trailer ends. It's obviously going to be fucking trash. But I guess some people just like to, the same kind of people who like, collect collectibles, who want to have the Nina figurines and the Funko Pops. It's just fun for them to like, oh look, this stage is from that chapter 1362 of the manga. But it's if you're looking for actual gameplay, it's obviously going to be, contemptful trash, obviously. Have some cope. I have no cope. I'm not holding out cope for the Bleach game, dude. It's a Bandai Namco product as well. They also released another Bleach game, which is like it's the most fucking derivative and cocksucking thing you can do as a game developer. It's one of those shitty like Tetris-ass puzzle games with a Bleach character in the corner, and then you can spend like infinite money at buying little like packs of stuff for crystals. Let's clap it. Okay, let's clap it. Pull timer. I don't remember how to do a pull timer in Warcraft. I hope the other tank does. How do you do a 10-second timer? Let me look it up. I'm just gonna pull. Fuck it. Dude, that poison was like hard hitting. Maybe I'll just do a metamorphosis cycle here and get it on cooldown, because this is going to be a long fight. I'm going to be able to do multiple metas. No, that's a wipe, probably. Or who knows? Maybe the other tank can do it himself. This is LFR? Yeah, it's LFR. Otherwise I would be focusing. Sorry. There we go. There's the combat res. I guess pull her out of the poison, right? Yeah, this seems pretty hard. Okay, so you have to like break your own. Okay. Well, the healers are fucking doing work. They're bringing us back up every time. Okay. Square Enix. I saw in the news right now that Square Enix have officially fired Sweet Baby Inc. They're not going to be working with Sweet Baby anymore. So, you know, that's a... Oh my god, she dodged it. That's a huge W, right? What are we supposed to do? Oh, we go away from it? Oh god, I really don't know what to do. I'm sorry. I'm like the worst kind of LFR player right now. Didn't even look up the tactics. Cosmic Apocalypse. And then I think we climb up and we finish her up there. How does Sweet Baby Inc. make money? They're consultants. So you hire them to consult on your game. And then you have to pay them. So the developers pay huge fees for the expertise of a consultant, right? Well, if you're a politically motivated consultant, then your expertise is that you just have a lot of opinions on fucking Twitter all the time, then you literally aren't worth any money. So the fact that they charge, I think, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars for in consultancy fees is kind of laughable, right? Because I've worked, like one of my early jobs here in Sweden was I worked for a giant IT consultancy firm, and one of our major clients was Volvo, the car company, huge Swedish company. I guess it's owned by Chinese investors now, but and I was a controller, so I did basically economics and stuff like that for them, and the consultants that we were hiring to Volvo were extremely knowledgeable. They knew what they were doing. They were experts in their fields. They were super good, and that's why Volvo were willing to pay large amounts of money to have them advising them and helping them with stuff. Building all this software. If they could have done it in-house, it would have been a lot cheaper, but the expertise was worth something. Whereas with Sweet Baby Inc., I think if your main qualification is that you took a fucking 2-weekend course on women's studies, and then you just fucking tweeted 16 times a day for the last 9 years about how the world is fucking unfair, it doesn't really mean you have any sort of expertise that is worth any kind of money. So it just puts, honestly, the developer even more in the hole in terms of money. They're wasting even more money on stuff that isn't even adding any value. Or I mean, worst case scenario, which does seem to be the case with Sweet Baby, is that they are spending huge amounts of money actually making the end product less successful. Oh, they're stunnable? Cool. I think the big trend or the big experiment that developers are doing right now, and I think Tekken 8 to an extent falls into this category, is that they've seen the massive success of the free-to-play model, right? And then, oh, what do we do here? The massive commercial success of the free-to-play model, and then now what they're trying to do is apply that same model of monetization onto a game that is still sold at, if you know, not full price, then $40. Eventually it's going to be full price. So if you consider Tekken 8, it's got all the free-to-play stuff, the store, the battle pass, all the rest of it. You know, it's essentially Fortnite in terms of its monetization, but you still have to buy, I mean, an $80 game. If you buy a special edition, it's like, you know, you can buy an edition of Tekken 8 that's $800 if you want. Alright, we got her. That's sick. Now what's she gonna drop? What is this? Alright, I'll take it, whatever it is. Okay. So we got no loot from LFR this week. Guess that's fine. We got crests and stuff. Crests are the real loot in this game anyway. We got 2 trinkets that we can't use as well. Yeah, hiring Sweet Baby Inc. used to raise your chances of investment. Yeah, that's obviously another racket, right? But the thing about that, what ends up happening when you play that game is you inevitably build a bubble. Concord is such a good example of what a bubble is. If you can spin something for long enough, because money is like, you know, not an immediate system. You can build a huge bubbles as long as you believe your own hype hard enough, right? So hiring Sweet Baby Inc. makes you get more investments from companies who think that modern audiences and the new generation of gamers are going to want certain things in their games, and then because you do those things, not only have you wasted all this money, the product is also going to be less successful as a result, and then eventually, you know, the bubble bursts. And when a studio releases, you know, one major game in one franchise every couple of years at this point, it's just going to tank all of your financials, and then these companies start go belly up. But it's really good that all of these places are going out of business. I mean, my sympathies for people who are out of work. That's never a fun thing, but it means that there's going to have to be a return to the concept of trying to make good video games for the target audience, instead of trying to educate the public audience into what they should be or should want to consume. Or you know, Tekken 8 has taken the approach of, like, you know, trying to make a game for the worst possible Tekken player, which isn't sustainable either. What's everyone's favorite gen of Pokemon? That's hard. That's really hard. I mean, the overwhelming answer is going to be Gen 1 because it's the one that people remember the most fondly. But in terms of like designs and stuff, honestly, the X and Y gen, I don't remember exactly, is that Gen 7? I think has most of my like absolute favorite designs. There's some super cool Pokemon in that one that I like run on teams all the time. The Alola one, the Hawaii one, I think has a bunch of really good ones. We gotta go pick up the weekly big Questoroni. This isn't gonna start for another 6 minutes, so we can do that meanwhile. Gen 2. Gen 2 is a weird one because it's like this strange... it's still very nostalgic for people, and it still, you know, is very, very early, but because it doesn't have the... it doesn't have the... what the hell? That nostalgic status of Gen 1, the Pokemon haven't been updated, they haven't been given Mega Evolutions and all this stuff, so basically all Gen 2 Pokemon are useless. There are like disc fragments. Okay. There are essentially like no good Gen 2 Pokemon that you can run. Like they're all trash. With Gen 1, you still have a couple that have been like buffed or changed or just inherently kind of viable. So like you can still run Gengar is pretty good, Starmie is pretty good. The Gen 1 starters are decent, you know, especially if you can run them with a Mega. Venusaur is probably the best one, but like you don't want any Gen 2 Pokemon on your team. They're just trash, dude. The power creep is real. Regional variants, that's another way that they've buffed these old Pokemon, making them better. So like one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon that I would always run on my teams, like one of my favorite Mons ever is Muck. And they gave him an Alola version that is like, you know, it's, I think, like strictly superior. Oh. Did you comment on the Tekken talk? We've been talking about it. Espeon is your favorite. I don't know how much has been power crept. Espeon is good only because it has magic bounce. And I mean, having a fast Pokemon with magic bounce is just kind of solid, you know. It's not top tier or anything, but I think you can run screens. I think you can run like dual screens, light clay, magic bounce, Espeon, and then it's like a good opener, right? But these days, I think honestly, you would just run an Alolan Ninetales with Snow Warning and Aurora Veil, and then you can, you know, do the same job on. But it's another Power Crab Gen 1 Mon right there, Ninetales. But Aurora Veil basically does the same job but faster. 2 more minutes and we can do this. I'm just looking for upgrade materials for the gear that I already have at this point. I think the bet I've got some champion track. I've got hero track bracers. So these can go pretty high. I guess my neck is kind of trash because I crafted it myself. I'm a jewel crafter. Oh, hey, you know what we should do? Let's spec Havoc and find out what the 4-piece tier bonus is for Havoc. Might be sick. Blade Dance, 20% damage. That's already pretty crazy. Chaos Strike deals 12% increased damage and has a 25% chance to reset the cooldown of Blade Dance and reduce its Fury cost? Damn, that's a really good tier set for DH. Hell yeah. DH is so cool, this expansion. Why would you play any other class? I mean, if you want to heal, it's basically the only reason. Let's bring up the Tekken talk and watch it a little bit. See if I missed anything. September 24th. Okay, so that's when they did the Tekken talk. When is the patch dropping? Playable character Heihachi Mishima. Another story, doesn't matter. In-game collaboration with Nike and Gentle Monster, doesn't matter. It's trash. Online practice, pretty cool. Main menu, you know, superficial, but whatever. It's not a feature. It's just something, you know. New stage, Tekken shop, Tekken Fight Pass customization items. Fuck off. What do we do here? Speak to the stage manager, okay. Touch the lucky plant. What lucky plant? Oh. Oh, this thing? Okay. Collect costumes. We just kill stuff, maybe? Yeah, that works. I get approval for just killing stuff. So I might as well just do that. Oh, here's costumes. Okay, kiss a dinosaur, why not? How's it saying a bikini menu? You know, maybe you can just get a nude mod and look at her naked as much as you want. Completely messed up my rotation right there. I haven't played enough Havoc. I'm gonna see just quickly Azucena Rule 34 and see, is she like popular with the Rule 34 community? Yeah, you look for Tekken stuff. Out of the first like 8 pictures, she's like 4 of them. I mean, Rule 34 is all she's good for now that they removed that running move, right? Fifth gear Josie's gonna be crying in the chat because of the slander. Tekken Rule 34 is not that popular. Neither is Tekken 8. Okay, so they're showing Heihachi moves here. I'm looking at the Tekken talk here in the background. So he has this new Demon Breath thing. It's a heat engager, safe mid, of course. Okay. Founder mentioned company is actually a good friend of Jim, so studio was created by that company. Was hired to make a new online service shooter, Overwatch Killer. 90% of them never actually made any games. Well, that's sort of the impression I got when I heard that Sony basically bought Firewalk and then invested another 200 million into getting the game viable. It feels like a project where they didn't really have a plan or leadership or competence to get something to market. Maybe they were just sitting around in like meeting rooms talking about how inclusive and beautiful their game was going to be, and drawing fucking concept art, but I mean, maybe they weren't really professional developers in that sense. So the total budget is 400, not exactly, yeah. I just got one of those Blade Dance resets because of my new tier set, so that's sick. Okay, what else do we have here? Tekken Shop. Here we go. Here's what they actually want to talk to you about in their fucking Tekken talk. You fucking cocksuckers. Fucking dare you with the Tekken Shop. How about you put a better fucking Tekken game in the shop and I might use it. Common customization items like the Grim Reaper pack and Seductive pack will be newly added to the lineup. Oh, good for you. Yay. Fix the fucking game. Holy shit. Just got demonetized right there, but fuck it. I need to tell fucking Namco to fuck off when they're sitting on a panel trying to like show new stuff, but it's fucking products and dog shit. Take a bow, alright. Am I done with this now? Can I just get my stuff? Weathered crests are trash, don't need that. I'm just getting weathered quests. That's trash. I can't use weathered anymore. It's too low. Weathered. Just weathered quests. Bad quests. Okay. Okay. Main free updates. Unforgotten Echoes. Experience a side story featuring Eddie, Lydia, and Heihachi. Okay. Enjoy playing as these characters without purchasing DLC. Okay, so you can play them in the story mode without buying the DLC. Still not what we need. We need them in practice mode without buying the DLC. That's the whole fucking point. That's the whole fucking point. But okay, whatever. All right, fucking Nike shoes. Here we go. Planning on moving? Yeah, but I'm really struggling to find some place. I told you the other day that I found a place that I wanted to move into, and then the place was perfect. Everything was perfect. We were about to basically sign the papers, and then I just, on a whim, and I'm so glad that I did. I asked a friend of mine who lived in that area earlier, like around where this new great apartment that we wanted to move into was, and he said, I would never live there again in my life, and I really recommend you don't. And I said, wow, why? And he said, basically, it's classed as one of the most criminally infested and dangerous areas in all of Sweden. They've had grenade attacks in houses. He's seen 14-year-old kids running around with guns at night. They've had rapes and robberies. Apparently, the police have raided the building next door because it had ISIS members living in it. And essentially, if we lived there, even though the apartment was renovated and beautiful, the bathroom was great, the kitchen was beautiful, we wouldn't be able to spend time outside at night. You know, my girlfriend goes to Swedish classes late in the evening and she wouldn't be able to walk home alone. It was just a fucking nightmare. And I looked at the Swedish police website, and they actually did like have a big red circle around that area saying that living in this area means that you will deal with basically organized crime having a profound influence over daily life in this area. And I'm like, holy shit. And I was just about to take that fucking apartment and move in, and I'm so glad I did a little bit more research before. So I'm back to like not really having a place right now, apart from this one that we're, you know, sitting in right now, but it's, you know, it's too small. Dodged a bullet. Yeah, I really did. Okay, so they're showing the fucking Nike shoes, and it's embarrassing. Battle Pass, embarrassing. More Nike shoes, embarrassing. Namco prostitutes. They're showing the $500 glasses that I cannot believe even fucking exists. Pathetic. Namco prostitutes. One of them is wearing the glasses right now. Pathetic prostitute. You can wear the glasses in game. Okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. Feature additions and improvements. Select your preferred character on the main menu. That's superficial. It does nothing to help the gameplay at all. You can change the costume. Yes, you can have naked Reina as your main menu, basically, which is what everybody's going to use it for. Feature additions and improvements. Numerous improvements such as adding display information and new setting options, special style. Special style, nobody's ever used special style. It's trash. Where are the balance changes? Where are you going to talk about balance changes? Where are the fucking balance changes? Where are the gameplay changes? They're not still talking about special style, are they? You can set health percentages in practice mode now. Well, again, like a neat, tiny little feature, but what the fuck does it change about the gameplay? Where are the balance changes? Where are the changes to heat? Where are the Dragunov nerfs? You know, and they're doing this, by the way, they're doing this on the New York stage with all of the Nike ads plastered all over the background. Like, I'm just, okay, let's pause this right now. So I'm looking at, can I show this to you guys? Okay, so this is them talking about these new like updates to special style, and I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Nike logos in the background while they're doing this fucking Tekken talk. I mean, you shameless fucking prostitutes. How is it even possible to sell out this fucking hard? I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like... But I honestly don't understand how you can hate yourself and your own product and your own community this much. What the fuck is this? They're sitting there wearing a pair of $500 Tekken sunglasses while showing you non-gameplay changes in a game balanced as poorly as this, while doing it on a stage filled with actual commercials for a sneaker company that has essentially slave labor in Indonesia, right? I mean, they managed to, every single fucking month, Bandai Namco managed to somehow sink fucking lower. I don't get it. Was there ever a cock between any of your legs? You fucking maggots. I am fascinated at this. I am fascinated at this. You fucking maggots. Where are there any balance changes, any gameplay changes at all? Tuning of ranked points. Okay, so they're changing the rank system a little bit. This is the first thing that is going to have some sort of fucking influence on the game whatsoever. Everything else is filigree, plastic fucking products, and dick cheese. But it doesn't matter that they changed the ranking system because it's all going to be Mishimas and Dragunov anyway. Pressing win buttons going into heat. It will be possible to move my replays and tips from the results screen and quick match. Okay. God, who fucking cares? Here we go. The 8th update will be released the same day as new playable character Heihachi. Focuses not only on the new character on stage, but also adding a new story, features, and improving the existing ones. Okay, so no gameplay changes whatsoever in a fighting game that is barely fucking playable. Thank you very much. What else? Final okay, so offline dog shit if you want to fucking watch pro players who pretend to like the game when they actually don't. You know, play Tekken against each other, intercut with fucking, you know, ads for energy drinks and fucking cup noodle. Okay. Excellent Tekken festival. Okay. Some sort of fan art event. Okay, more products. More, you can buy a King figurine. Cool. Oh, there are Tekken watches now. There are Tekken watches that you can buy as well. I mean, honestly, holy fucking shit. There is no difference between Harada, Michael Murray, and a literal street-walking fucking prostitute in a leopard print skirt right now. There is no fucking difference. This is straight up prostitution, dude. Or I guess they are the pimps and Tekken is the prostitute. What the fuck do you mean? Look. Tekken watches. Hey, check out these cool new watches that you can buy. How much are these going to be?
On sale with, but it's limited edition, so there's only 100.
Of course it's limited edition, you cock-sucking... Because everything you do is limited edition, because that's your fucking business model. Everything you do is limited edition. The fucking wall-mounted skateboards that you released 2 weeks ago were limited edition, and you haven't sold 500 of them yet. Oh my fucking god. Oh, this is the worst company on the face of the fucking earth.
So I don't know if you can tell, but it's not quartz. It's like it's an automatic watch that you actually, you know, you wind it and there we go. So you wind it and you see the automation there, but you can also see the back of the watch. It's got fine details like that.
He's actually sitting here on a fucking Tekken panel talking about new updates to the game, trying to sell you a fucking watch, like one of these fucking daytime shopping channels when they're trying to like trick like old confused people into buying exercise equipment. Holy fucking shit, dude. Like everybody involved with Tekken, from the most popular content creators down to the fucking developers, nobody isn't a hacky fucking used car salesman at this point. Holy fucking shit, Michael Murray.
It's kind of hard to fully show you guys what it looks like, so we hope that you'll have some kind of opportunity to see. Can you give us your feedback? And
of course it's limited edition as well, right? Interesting as well that every single product they've released, from the skateboards to the fucking watches to the wall-mounted neon light that you can buy, only feature like Jin and Kazuya, because they're the only characters anybody gives a fuck about or plays anymore anyway.
Some of the comments that he was seeing, especially people are mentioning how we've made various improvements to offline and online, but what are we going to do about people who plug?
Oh!
僕のところのツイッターにものすごいいっぱい要望来てるやつはほとんど今日のパッチのね、内容でカバーできている。ただ僕らアナウンスしてないし、普段言ってないだけで裏でアップデートしてることもたくさん実はあります。なので例えば
Okay, so what he's saying right now is that we don't announce everything, but we're doing constant stuff in the background. We're doing updates in the background is what Harada is saying.
対策ってなんで言わないのって言うと、それを悪用する人が現れるので、あえて言ってません。でも実は裏で
So he's saying the reason we don't announce all these updates we're doing on balance is that people will use that to do other things. Like you don't want to announce to like hackers what you're doing with your software to improve it, because that allows them to, you know, exploit those improvements. So you have to do them silently. However, very, very important right now, I want you to be aware of the fact that Katsuhiro Arata is lying out his fucking face right now, because I saw a bunch of video updates yesterday on how we have famous serial fucking pluggers like Low Tier God still playing the game game, no fucking problem. So you're not doing secret updates to get rid of pluggers. You're doing fuck all effectively. I mean, maybe you're trying to do something about cheaters, but you're not being successful. So don't try and trick the Tekken playing audience into believing that there's some sort of special fucking Black Ops operation going on at Namco where you're actually fucking doing stuff. You're sitting around signing fucking brand deals with embarrassing fucking sunglass companies online, dude. That's what you're fucking doing with your day, and you're not fixing cheating at all.
本当は完走してないはずの抜かれて完走フィニッシュまで行ってないはずの試合がみんなが分かってないだけで実はフィニッシュしてたりするんですよ。ちゃんとフィニッシュしてポイントが与えられてっていうのは実は裏で抜かれてるんだけどそうなってないとかいう対策実は僕らやってはいるんだけどあえてアナウンスしてません。なんでそういうところはこういうところで発表はしないってことだけ理解しておいてください。
So you're just saying that we actually
Yeah, I don't need to listen to translation.
機能、革新的な機能いっぱい入れてて、で、これを、他の格闘ゲームとか他のタイトルがもちろん当たり前ですけど他社さんのとかがどんどん同じ機能とかを後でアップデートしていくじゃないですか。で、最近すごいのがね、特許のことを言ってくる警察みたいな人が多いんですけど、僕とか言ってくるんですけど、心配しないでください。まず我々は基本的にお互いクリティカルなね、特許は踏まないようにしてる上になんとちゃんと大手同士は裏でクロスライセンス結構やってるんですよ。僕らの特許は結構貸すし、向こうのクリ
Saying the same Hajigana, yeah, exactly.
we
プレーが
ああ、そうっすね。
みんな見てる人
あと3時間後ぐらいですかね。
大変だ。
stay to play, huh?
これさすがにもう見たいですね。
I think we're gonna go to sleep. We'll catch up later.
では、最後。
なかった。
はい。じゃあこちらで締めていきましょう。ではありがとうございました。ありがとうございました。
You fucking clowns. You fucking clowns. Why did you guys make me watch this, dude? Fucking clowns. $500 for one of those glasses, for a pair of those sunglasses. I mean, everybody sitting on that panel can afford that, no problem. When are you going back to streaming Tekken? Well, not this update, that's for sure, because they've changed nothing about the gameplay. They've changed nothing about the gameplay. Nothing about the gameplay has changed. They lied about doing updates banning cheaters. Complete fucking lie. Nothing is happening right there. They're just saying it. It's a lie. And then the way rank points are distributed is going to change a little bit. And those are the only things they talked about that relates to the gameplay experience whatsoever. The rest was products, menus, dog shit, and a DLC character who's probably going to be overpowered. Yeah. So I'm looking at some of the content creators who are like making videos on this. Main Man, obviously super hype. Heihachi is godlike. FeedEx, they're fixing everything in capital fucking letters. They're fixing everything. 3 exclamation marks. And they fixed literally not a single fucking thing. They didn't change the gameplay of Tekken 8 at all with this update. They didn't touch the game at all. They gave you naked Reina in the main fucking menus, online practice mode kinda cool, and some ranked point tuning, and they didn't nerf anything, buff anything, change anything. And nobody likes the way the game plays right now. They're fixing everything. I wonder if you get a fucking paycheck for making a video like this. I honestly wonder if these content creators get like a straight up fucking paycheck in the mail for like pretending that this patch and this update is somehow fixing Tekken 8 when it hasn't touched Tekken 8 in any fucking way, shape, or form. Okay? People are sitting here getting excited. You're going to go online the day after Heihachi comes out. There's going to be a bunch of Hachis, and then everybody's going to go back to doing fucking running twos with Dragunov, and you're going to hate your life. Okay? Fuck this, dude. Fuck Tekken and its entire fucking culture, dude. Whew. Main Man has already played Hachi? Yeah, of course. Of course he has. Of course he has. And we know he's on the payroll. He did official Namco guides for YouTube. It's access journalism, essentially. It's a version of it, you know. You have to suck the Tekken team's, you know, micro penis if you want to be able to get access. It's that simple. Yeah, Eris spilled the beans. I showed that in my video yesterday. I know that Rip, who's running tournaments and commentating tournaments for Namco on this game, it says that he doesn't think anybody likes the game, and he obviously doesn't either. But like I said, the thing now is if you work with Tekken content creation or you're like a pro player or whatever, pretending to like Tekken is your job now. Pretending to like Tekken is your job now. Playing Tekken and commenting on Tekken isn't your job. Pretending to like it is your job. Because if you're not sitting there with a fucking rictus grin getting hype over a fucking change to the main menu screen, then, you know, you're not easily usable as a vessel to trick people into spending $500 on shitty fucking sunglasses, which is the actual product that Bandai Namco make money selling. How's it been otherwise? I'm doing good, dude. I'm doing great. Got a day off today. I'm gonna have my birthday party tomorrow. Might get some cool gifts, you never know. Let's go see if I can upgrade some gear here. I've got 400 Valor Stones. Do I want this haste trinket? Guess I'll max out these shoulders. Get a level on the pants. And that's probably going to be it for the crests that I have right now. Yeah. Alright, cool. We gained a couple of item levels this stream. I guess the main thing is that I have 4-piece right now. Which is going to be sick. Main Man posted a Heihachi video. He's Tekken content creator and they're releasing a character that he plays. Of course he's gonna make content. You can't criticize him for that. It's his fucking job. It's fine. I'm just, you know, I don't get why like nobody else is talking about the actual fucking problems. How do you make a video saying that they've fixed everything when they are releasing an update that isn't going to impact gameplay in any way whatsoever, okay? That is breaking my brain right now. That is making me go insane right now, if I wasn't insane already. What have they fixed? You can have Reyna on the main menu. You can look at Lily's titties while you're navigating the menu to the Tekken shop, and they've fixed everything? They fixed everything. Tekken saved. You can play DLC characters that you haven't bought in the shitty story mode that nobody's gonna play. Tekken saved. They've done fucking nothing. It's nothing. Unless you want to play Heihachi, it's nothing. It's just nothing. Remnant trailer? You know what's funny about the rank distribution thing? If the rank point system is now in a way where it's easier to gain points, the immediate attitude of the community is going to be that you had to get your max rank before that update came out, otherwise it wasn't legit. So, you know, you essentially need to get TGO now or you won't ever have had it. Path of Exile, yeah, I might check it out. I heard a lot of good things. What do you mean they fixed everything? What do you mean? What do you mean they're fixing everything? They fixed 0 things and they lied about doing stuff about cheaters again. I think, didn't Mike Hollow do a video on cheating like the other day? Let's check him out.
Good morning.
He's one of the real ones, right? That wasn't him. Okay, there was another video that went up. They talked about like how known cheaters are still just playing online normally, like low tier god. So the Harada sitting on this panel saying that he is like secretly fixing cheating in the background. It's such a blatant fucking lie. There's no proof of it whatsoever. You guys want to read Tekken Reddit together? See what people are saying about this trash?
Game Pass.
Oh, sorry, that's going to be loud. All right, here we go. Wait. Edit characters in the menu, yeah. 1.6 thousand upvotes for a feature that is essentially nothing. I mean, the fact that they're not going to advertise necessarily the latest DLC character to you on the main menu screen, meaning that the main menu screen is an advertisement, you know, is one thing, I guess. But when you're in a match playing Tekken, how does this fucking help you? How does this help you? It's nothing. Okay, seeing titties gives you motivation. Yeah, I guess so. Stance rushdown. Yeah, so this is a comment on the Heihachi gameplay, I guess. So maybe people actually play the game and not just, you know, sit around in menus buying fucking customization items. We'll write something in this thread. Unbreakable throws, tracking power crushes, guard breaks, yeah. Yeah. What does JDCR think about this? I'd be interested to know. He doesn't seem as, you know, paid off by Namco as most other pros. Some people on the sub are physically incapable of being happy. We got some awesome announcements today. Heihachi looks cool. Online practice. Main menu character select. Ruined my boy, blah, 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 blah. Well, you didn't get any awesome updates today. You got nothing. You got literally nothing. You got nothing. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. I don't think people who complain about this game are physically incapable of being happy. It's just that they don't like trash. And then you put sprinkles on top of trash. It's still trash. It still smells like fucking trash. Of course people are going to be unhappy. Okay, so JDCR doesn't like the Heihachi changes, huh? It says electric 15 frames? Huh. Here's a Heihachi combo. Okay. Okay, so that was a 9-second combo. 9 seconds before the opponent can do anything right here. And that's without a heat dash. Could have extended it more. Finally, you can now select your favorite character on the main menu. Do people actually give a shit about this? There are like multiple threads with hundreds of comments talking about the way the main menu looks. Like, does anybody even play the fucking game? You give a fuck about the way the main menu looks. Meanwhile, you know, Dragunov's Running 2 and Demon Paw are unchanged. I mean, it's fucking nothing, right? It's nothing. Alright, we've gone over it. I mean, whatever, right? Fuck it. Fun little stream though. We played some World of Warcraft, got some items, talked some trash. I enjoyed it. What do you guys think? I need to keep playing Wukong. I haven't played like any Wukong since the first session, and that game's sick. It's gonna be game of the year if IGN get called out enough for doctoring the results. Updates are so sparse that it's the main talking point. Yeah, exactly. Where are the balance changes? It's crazy. Where are the balance changes? Street Fighter 6 training arc over. I don't know if I'm going to play a lot more Street Fighter 6. It, after a while, feels like the characters just have too few things they can do that it becomes very, very basic. But, you know, I might be wrong. But the fact that it's not 3D and the characters have 3 moves each, it makes it feel kind of basic. Hi-Fi Rush? No, I haven't checked that out, no. I sort of saw it fly by and it seemed very millennial, like it was going to annoy me. So, but I mean, I heard it's good. People only use 10 moves anyway. Yeah, but I guess some of them are strings, so there's some complexity to it. Wukong's really good. Yeah, it does seem really good. It's also true that Tekken looks infinitely better than Street Fighter. The characters look horrible in Street Fighter. It's like a horror show with the weird muscles and everything. Cammy's face is like a horror movie. Yeah, the PUBG thing. Tekken 8 is definitely the one that will be remembered as the one where they sold off the soul of Tekken to investors. I can see the conversation where developers were talking to investors to make and find Tekken 8 now. Oh, he meant fund. They're actually sitting during the Tekken talk and trying to sell you watches, and Michael Murray is like tapping the watch and going, see, you can see that it's crystal, the glass on this watch. Like a fucking daytime shopping channel salesman, dude, trying to sell you a fake souvenir katana. Oh god, I just had a really good idea for a video. I have to troll Namco. Guys, okay. Alright, I know what we'll do. Okay. You know how I sometimes make these like goofy troll videos when I have a good idea? I just had a really good one. Do you know that there are these funny videos of like shopping channel bloopers when somebody's trying to sell you a katana and it breaks and it stabs him in the stomach? And there's the one where the guy is trying to like sell you a ladder and he's climbing up on it and it falls apart. And he's injured. These like awkward live shopping channel. I'm gonna take Michael Murray trying to sell you the watch and wearing the sunglasses, and the video where Rip accidentally breaks the Kazuya figurine, and I'm gonna intercut them with these fucking daytime TV shopping channels where they're trying to sell, you know, supplements to old people. That's gonna be fun. Hey, I'm gonna start editing that right now, I think. And you guys will have the you guys will have the do it, I dare you, dude. It's a good idea. When I have a funny idea like this, it's gonna happen, dude. And you guys got the news ahead of everybody. Let's see how long it takes me. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. It's the perfect way to commentate on all of this. Don't sit around and be depressed. Have a funny idea, make a joke, and then troll them, dude. Alright, you guys, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you so much for watching it. I actually had a lot of viewers on this stream, even though I didn't play Tekken. Might be not because you guys are interested in World of Warcraft necessarily, probably more because we have big Tekken news happening right now, and people want to talk about it. But I think my streams from now on, I'm going to play a bunch of different games. Maybe one day go back to Tekken, maybe go back to Tekken 7, whatever, but it's going to be more of an interactive hangout, you know? And thank you so much. All the OGs in the chat, Sweatington and Fifth Gear Josie, who has gone from Ultra Instinct to Fifth Gear now, which I think is awesome, dude. You know what would be really cool? You know what you should do if you ever change the channel name again is you should come up with a concept for a Josie Bankai, and you should have Bankai Josie, dude. She could have like a giant titted monster Josie in the background leaning over her. And it's like spewing plus frames out her nose. And she can fucking heat engage with her giant nipples, dude. Bankai Josie? Thanks for watching the stream, guys. Perfect Godfist. Hey, what's up, dude? And all the OGs in the chat. Look out for the video. Probably gonna upload later tonight. If I find time to edit, I'll make it tonight. And yeah. Been here since day one, I know, man. Like a lot of you have. I'm sorry I haven't been streaming as much, but there's going to be, I mean, the channel isn't going anywhere. We're going to do more and more of this. And even if playing Tekken isn't fun, trolling Tekken is a lot of fun, so we can keep doing that as well. You know? Fuck it. See you next time.